you very much, Mr. Paul. I want to say that I'm happy to be here, to be on this particular show today. I know it's been tough trying to get me, but finally we're here. And also I want to start by commending you and the great work you're doing with young people. I remember coming across your channel and the first thing that drew my attention was mentoring. So I was like, who is this mentor? This was what I look forward to as a young person. And so thank you very much for that amazing work that you're doing. I am Ugochi Samuel. Ugochi Samuel is a mother, is a wife rather, a mother, a sister, a friend. And I'm a trained family life counselor. Professionally, I studied media and communication. So I use that platform to serve. Is that simple enough? I have always had this, inner longing to teach and speak to people. Now, this is where parenting comes in. It's the duty of parents to scout. It's the duty of parents to duly note the areas of interest of a child. Oftentimes, parents are carried away by the level of brilliancy of a child and believes that because he or she is brilliant, then there are special courses that they should do. While for some courses, probably you don't need a very high level of brilliancy to do them. And that's not true. So would I say that somehow this medicine thing was more of, daddy wanted that. And so, tucked me into it. You saw people who are medical doctors always responsible, looking good, and with this eye in the society that they are very, well put together. But my mom saw the fact that I love to teach. I love to communicate. I love to talk to people, and it comes with ease because, as we're going to see in the course of this interview, there are to parents to know areas that a child can excel with little or no effort. So when this happened and I finished, I still had the longing that I don't belong in the microbiology place. I still need that opportunity to express what is burning inside me. While in secondary school, I wrote essay competitions with people who were in art classes or even social classes, and I came out tops. I finished at the state level and went to the national level and came third. Now, this is a pure science student, right? Very much interested in writing and getting to that level. It's a pointer. I left there. While in school, we had a club we called Jets Club.
Okay, yeah.
Now, in Jets Club, they introduced some form of debating, line of activities. So because debating society was basically populated by a lot of art students, now that Jets was basically for science students. And they said as part of the activities, that we need to bring up debating topics so that we can use it to, also sharpen our skills in that area. Yours truly was always representing in that debating activities. That was another pointer. Now, I was a science student, and yet I always attended literature classes to the extent that my literature teacher, a female, singled me out and said, even if the entire school does not write literature, Ugochi, you must do literature. So these are all pointers to the point that it became a problem. School said they haven't seen this kind of combination where science students will now come and take literature. But because my teacher was behind me, solidly behind me, and said that she's very sure that if there's anybody who will make her proud in this WAEC by writing literature, is me. And that's how I put it. So outside all the science subjects, about 8 of them, you will now find literature. And truly, I was the only one who had that combination in school in my set. And I'll promise you, I did well with it. So those were the pointers that kept that longing in me, that there's still something else that is beyond going into the laboratory to do all the microorganisms and all the microscopes there are. So that's where the longing started, and till the time I got married.
Okay.
So when I got married, or while I was courting, I told him that there is something in me that I still want to share with you, like a deep secret. So I'm sure he was wondering what. So I said, I have always wanted to speak to people, to teach, to communicate, anchor programs. So he was waiting. You know, when you call someone's attention like that, it's like there's something weighty you want to say. I said, please, is it possible that when we marry, I'll be able to retrace my step to go into this line of media, of content, and study so that I can carry out this thing that is burning in my heart? So the young man said, is that all? I said, yes. He said, okay, that's fine. You will do it. We'll get married, have the number of children we want to have, and off you go. So there you are, who got married, as if God was listening to that conversation. The first pregnancy came with a set of twins. We dropped that one. In the space of 1 year, the other one came. We wrapped up that scene. And I was literally forgetting. He tapped me and said, it's time. And so that's how I went back to, where is that? Pan Atlantic University. Okay. However, before we started Pan Atlantic, I had to take a training with Nigerian Broadcast Academy. Yes. So that was the first time ever I had a training on journalism and presentation. So I felt fulfilled because I knew that I needed some sort of diploma to be able to cross over from sciences to this other area. So I did their basic, did their intermediate. I think that time they hadn't an advanced class. So those 2 levels qualified me because they now gave me the capacity, they built some level of competence of journalism in me. And so I now use that, my first degree, to go do the master's in Pan Atlantic University, School of Media and Communication of the Pan Atlantic University. So that's how I went back, did that, and I was so fulfilled. You needed to see me and my classmates, probably they would listen to this someday, how joyful I was. It's a very tedious course, and I'm sure as a teacher you will know. And I remember my late father saying that it takes a super brain to switch professions. It's not usually easy.
Oh, I like that.
So, but because it takes a super brain to switch professions. So because it's something that was burning inside me, I endured the cross. I enjoyed the course. Even when it was killing me, I said, oh, this is, so finally, it was like a dream come true. And I'm sure you know, now you can relate how I felt in class. No matter the bundle of assignments, I kept on doing it. I said, this is what I have always wanted. And then the rest they say is history. And I would love to add that it's something I did and did very well. Excellent. I was proud of myself with what I came out with and how I am today, that I attended or I went back to school to do that. So that's how I started off with my media work.
Impressive.
I'm from a family of 5 and I'm the first. So I have 2 immediate younger brothers then, because the other 2 They weren't born yet. So the other two that I had, my two immediate younger ones, my late mom used to say then that cleanliness, cleanliness, she always says like next to godliness. So she would say, you wear your school uniform Monday, Tuesday, you drop that one, Wednesday, Thursday, that's how we wear, then Friday sports. So it so happened that day, my immediate younger brothers, the two of them, came and their dresses were dirty. By the way, the school uniform is yellow shirts and blue top, blue shorts.
Okay.
So when they came back, it was very dirty. It was on Monday, and mommy dare not see that your dress was dirty. So they came to beg me. I was in primary 3, and they were in primary 1. They came to beg me and said that I should help wash so that before evening, the dress will dry and they can wear a neat dress to go to school on Tuesday. So I remember very well that our house help then used to say that if you want your dress, I didn't know though, if you want your dress to be clean, you put bleach so that it will be white. So I didn't know that bleach was restricted to only white fabrics, in fact, plain white. So I took the bleach. I had soaked the shirt, the yellow shirt, inside the detergent, just to make sure that it comes out sparkling. Because I had always thought that since the house have said that if you want your dress to be white, use bleach. But what she didn't tell me was that this bleach is restricted to only plain white fabrics. So when I took a cup full, I poured like about 2 for the 2 shirts and left it there. I went in. They were not calling me, asking me if I have washed it so that it will dry. I said, I'm coming. So I now went back. When I went back to that bucket, opened it, of course, you're an artist. The thing now, different parchments of white, some parts have turned to white like spots. So I brought it, raised it up. The thing was showing me different, like, it now formed like Adire pattern.
Like that.
No, but really, that's how it came out. Like Adire pattern. Because it was different. Hi. They came and they saw it. As I called them, I said, what is happening? And I said, what did you put? I said, I put bleach so that the dirt will go away. Not carry the thing on their head. So what we were trying to hide, don't forget that we were trying to hide so that nobody will know. It became a total mess. I don't used to forget that particular incident. So when I spread it, my mother came. Of course, they had to wear it like that. So she told them that they're going to wear it like that. When they reached school, they were explaining to the school teachers what they did.
What happened?
So that's like, I was trying to be nice, and my niceness now landed me into. So I don't know they were angry with me for wanting to help. I was angry with the house help who told me. And so not that day, different time, that is bleach that you use to make your dress to be sparkling. So that was the foolishness of a child in me. So it's always a funny memory for me. Number 1, integrity. Let your ear be ear, let your no be no. If you promise, deliver. It's important to me. 2, love. I discovered that when you are in an atmosphere of love, you accomplish more. You have less to think about because people are always eager to help, and there's unity where there's love. Thirdly, I love disciplined people because I love people who kind of mind their business. So these 3 will always stand out for me. Of course, there are a lot of values, and these things also work hand in hand with other values. But if you're telling me now to strike off and just have all my values stuffed into 3 planes, there will be integrity, love, and discipline. That would be a fruit.
Oh, not a food.
That would be a fruit. Not a fruit, not a food. I'm a fruit person, really.
Oh.
a cream one. That would be fruit, and that would be pawpaw.
Oh, okay.
And watermelon. Any of these two, I can eat them over and over.
Wow.
Especially if they are sweet. Yes. Pawpaw and watermelon. Number one will be playing of Scrabbles. Number two, movie. Good movies.
Okay.
Say,
good.
Yes, movies. I like to relax with movies, especially because I'm really good with scripts. I can plot. When I look at a script, I can tell you this is good or not. And what that thing, I like having meaningful conversations. Like what we're doing is just that you're recording, because I love to interact. So interactions, the person doesn't need to be my friend, though. It doesn't need to. Once my spirit tells me that, okay, you need to speak to this man, you need to speak to, I don't find it difficult. That's what I'm saying. I don't have so many barriers to break to get through to someone. It's something that comes with ease for me. So those are the three things I love to do.
All right. And I'll pick it from the movies.
Coming to America.
Okay.
Mr. Bean.
Okay, which of it, or any of his series, right?
Any of the series, yes, because he's this character that I know. And Mount Zion movies.
Okay.
Uncle Mike Bamiloye did it for me. I loved his scripts, his plots. I love to watch movies that I can't tell, or even when I want to predict, you don't exactly go, because I'm almost always correct. I'm going to mention books that I've read and they impacted me so very well. And even when I close my eyes, I can remember the things that I had read there, and probably the lessons that I took from them that I'm still using to date. So the first one will be Passing Through Struggles by Ora Roberts. I read that as a teenager. I just saw it on my mother's table and I took it. So it's one of the books that to date, I know the things I learned there. The next book that I don't forget easily is Tough Times. Tough times never last, but tough people do. It's not over until it is over. That's like taking a clue from what I just said. It's not over until it is over. I mean, we don't quickly conclude and say that that's the end of it. No, be patient enough to walk through the pack. It may be tough, but be patient enough so that you can have something logical, something to hand over to someone when you are sharing your life stories. Number two, you engage to influence. You don't stay aloof and say you're going to change things, or you feel that someone is on this other side and you want to reach out to the person. It's not by you building a castle around yourself. You must be able to learn how to strike up conversations with people to be able to influence them. So you engage to influence. No matter how much you think you know or you have, like they normally say, people don't want to care how much you know, they just want to care about how you make them feel. So that's another extension of what I'm saying. So if you really want to be someone who will make impact, you must learn how to engage so as to influence. And then the final one will be, there are always options. Options are always available. Never you say that because this is the only way you know that they do this thing, there's no other way. Or that the way that Mr. Paul is bringing is no way. No, In fact, there's even a saying that no way is the way. So options are always available. When things happen, especially things that you didn't expect, it's not a time to begin to think about suicidal thoughts. It's not a time to always consider negative things, and people come to you and say, oh, come on, your parents don't have money to train you, you don't have any uncles, come on, let us do this coming together, and then you'll be a big boy. No, options are always available. So the fact that you took that route does not in any way exempt you from being able to reason that I could have done it better, or there are other things I could have done. It doesn't make you to slide over to the wrong company and say, at that time, I didn't see any good person around me. There was nobody who was available to counsel me better. No. When things are tough, and ask yourself, what are my options? Because there are always options. Options are always available. And anytime you're having a single option, no, it is the weakest link to use. Never there. Did you get that? Anytime you're faced in life challenges and you're having only a single option, it's a clear indication that that is your weakest link. Why? Because options are always available in life.
Wow, beautiful. This is not part of the question I plan to ask you, but I know you wouldn't mind answering, and it's going to be my second to the last question. You have a YouTube channel. What inspired your YouTube channel in terms of the content, and why YouTube?
As I had expected, I knew you were going to connect it to the YouTube channel. So, I have always been passionate about speaking to people, like I said. And my target audience of young adults, youths, came as the result of the fact that the society keeps complaining that there's a generational gap with this young people. And that's because of a lot of things, the influence and the entrance of the internet. A lot in the change, mode of life that is different from even what I experienced. Like I usually share with friends, tell them that this age this generation is a pictorial generation. They always want to see, they always want to share. And knowledge is much more abounding now with the internet thing than before, where you really have to open a book to be able to. So I saw that it was rather than making them, more equipped in terms of their attitude, I was seeing that for most of them, it was taking them away. They would see young people would see older people they would not want to greet. Why? Because they feel that what they already know. Sometimes even more. I saw that in terms of also struggling because of the digital age. Parenting in digital age is different from parenting in the non-digital time. So we're culminating into young people now wearing the moral decadence to another level, with the influence also of Western culture into our own culture. And so they are kind of struggling how to balance up with the Western culture and the culture, the environment where they were giving birth to. So I felt within me that it would be a good place to start, since it's something I have a passion for, or how young people can live their lives based on values. Because if the right value is instilled into any human being, that person will no longer bother himself so much about joining the bandwagon of things. But you will now begin to align activities side by side your values. Somebody comes to you to say, let's go and steal. And you know that your value is integrity, your value is truth. You have no business making friends with a man or a woman who steals. Because by the reason of your value, which is what you believe in, what you live for, that person is already off the track. So my passion about talking to the youth and raising value addicts, people who know who they are and who have values that they're standing for, that will not allow even technology to stop what they know and believe in, became my passion. Saying I have to raise a YouTube channel where to build a YouTube channel where I can pass information live, how we can effectively navigate this environment that suddenly, is becoming overwhelming, bombarding youths with a lot of things that even adults are unable sometimes to navigate through what we are seeing because of too many incursions and influences of years. It's a passion in me to see that values, that youths with strong moral values are raised so that they can have the proper legacy to run the nation even after the older ones have gone.
Wow, that's really great. That's really great. And that aligns to a good extent with what I am doing too.
First and foremost, hold God. God first. Maybe because of my own stance as a Christian and a born-again Christian. God first. Even people who think or who think that there's no God, there's always a superior being because nobody made himself here. So I would say hold on to God. Number 2, be patient. See, you see this life, everybody has a lane, as in the way God made us. He has given us individually. He has given us our assignments. I discovered that one of the greatest problems that the youths have is the ability to gain clarity. When you have passed a stage, it becomes clearer to you that, this is what, even when you write exams, when you have finished writing exams, it becomes clearer that this, if you got it, you'll be happy with yourself that you wrote well. So I would say that they should learn patience. A lot of youths you see this person and the person had hit it, you just think that, the person just made it for. Oftentimes, people don't come out to share entirely all the struggles that they went through. It is the glory that the people see. So, but it's important that you learn patience, you be at liberty to know that things don't work. Even when it says at the end, there's always somewhere that something would go. And also, the success is in the process. It's not in what makes a good soup is not that the person used 100 things. It's the ingredients, as in that you're going to, the way you're putting them and mixing them, that's what will bring out the taste. So the strength is in the process. If you give up for the process, there will never be any results. So that's to allude to patience. Anybody who is doing anything, how you know that it is going to be good, it's going to turn out well, is to hold on in the process, to continue in the process, not to give up in that process. Because once you give up, we don't have a story, you don't have any glory to show for it. And then I was saying, finally, wisdom. Every young person needs wisdom. Because at this age, you want to everything. It's all right. You have the strength, you have the physical resource, which is the strength. Sometimes you have the financial resource, because if you tell your parents that this is what you want to do, any loving parent will want to support you. Even when they don't want to support you, they will still find, they will not kill you, they will not kick you away. They will still find a way. Sometimes after telling you no, you see them, they go to their businesses and come back and say, what did you say the other time? So every parent loves their children. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that you need wisdom to be able to know who to follow and not to follow, which is why this ministry or this, work that we're doing, the mentoring, the Life Point, because Life Point, which is my YouTube channel, is there to give you directions on attitude, on habits, on things that the strength of your character. That's basically what my YouTube channel is all about. What we're doing is to give you clarity that will enable you excel in life. So if you can, as a young person, find a mentor, find someone you look up to, that you can be accountable to, even if it's not your parents, but can be accountable to somebody who has gone ahead, especially in a place you want to go to. For instance, maybe you want to grow up to be an accountant and you see a successful accountant. It's good that you get close to the person to know how he or she was able to do, because nobody fell from the tree. They all went through that process. If not for anything, they were once 18 years. They were once 13 years. They were once 16 years. They were once 20 years. So even if you can't remember anything to ask them, you can say, when you were 25, what were you doing? That's a good place to start as a young person. But you always need guidance to have wisdom through the things that they will teach you and through the happenings and events of life. There should be someone you can go to who would help you navigate through the challenges of life so that you can gain wisdom from what the person is teaching you and what life is also showing you. So for me, that will be my counsel to any young person. If you have God, put God at the center of your journey. Take plenty patience, because things are not going to go as straight or as speedily as you want it. And then get wisdom to know where to put in your foot. That everybody is going this way does not mean that Ugochi, Kemi, Wale, more wisdom we have, the better we can do at what we have come here on earth to do. So that would be my counsel to my young friends.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making this happen.